we do have a new sale starting tomorrow. It's already up.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey there. Hello, hello. Happy Friday.
Avery's all in. Come join the show where treasures hide and good vibes grow from fines to laughs. Let's begin, you know the name. Avery's all in.
Welcome. It is Friday. What is it?
Hey.
October something? Friday, October
24th.
There we are.
Gosh, this month has flown by.
Yes, it has.
It has flown by.
It's flown by so much she went from gray to red.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh.
And it's you'll have to excuse the flat hair. It's been a hat day here. It's been cold. We've been working outside and
You've been working outside.
hat hair. Hat hair.
Well,
But that's okay because got to get to work.
that's why. Because Big Boss said it's okay.
How is everybody doing tonight?
Let us know how we doing. How we doing? We got Lori in here. How you doing, Lori? We got J&J. We got Michelle. And hey, for Friday, that is a good start.
Yep. Welcome in, everyone. It's been a really busy week. We got so much to talk about. So many exciting things going on. We were out of town last weekend. We did our live and literally flew out the door, went and picked up my son, and then went and spent the weekend with my family. They live in West Central Ohio, about 3 hours from here. And my niece got married on Saturday. It was an awesome day. So much fun. But we were away from work.
Yep.
Which is basically our life for a couple days. So we had some catching up to do, plus then all the regular stuff.
It's so much work that I've been out here on Sundays working, and people that come in and kind of come and go, they're like, man, don't you ever take a day off? Like,
yeah, sometimes.
When you like what you do.
Yep. So
what was so great about this week? Why are we so excited?
There's just so much going on. So just to kind of rattle off a list and then we can go into more detail. We finished up our current online auction, which consists of 3 major consigners. And so that will start tomorrow. That's been a long time coming because it was a lot of cookie jars and a lot of movie posters.
Yes.
And then we bought 2 storage units.
Yes.
And we signed
2 of several. We tried to buy several and we bought 2.
Yeah. And we signed contracts with 2 new clients.
Yes.
And we have another one that we need to get back to.
One to get back to. And we're going to see a previous client on Monday that's got some, we sold collectible knives already. So the plot on there thickens. I'll just say that.
Because there might be additional.
Yes, there might be some additional things that, we're working towards it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just been a lot going on, but all good stuff. We have. So the sale that's starting tomorrow, the online auction that's starting tomorrow. Like I said, 3 major consigners, lots of collectibles. It's part 2 of this cookie jar collection. If anybody has, follows along with our business side of things, Recycle NEO. auctions and estate sales. Recycleneo.com is where you can find that. There was a part 1 sale, and this is part 2. So the gentleman who is our client, his mother collected probably about 300
Yeah, it was a lot
cookie
of
jars. It was a lot of cookie jars. There's so much fragile stuff in this warehouse right now.
How you doing, Chris? There was one that I really, really, Lisa told me I couldn't buy it, so I didn't. But
Tell you that.
there was one that was interesting because it was a Transformer cookie jar. But yeah, there was a. Are we done with the cookie jars, or do we still have more?
Oh no! See those shelves that are empty?
Mm-hmm.
We are all done with all of their stuff.
So you know what that means?
No.
Time to fill them back up.
Yeah.
Time to fill them back up.
Yep. That is what that means.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
So
then there's another client who just had, I don't want to say random, but very nice collectibles. And so that's part of the sale, Lynn. And then we had a woman whose brother passed, and it's been over 10 years, and he worked at a movie theater back in the 80s and 90s, and he collected all of the movie theater posters that were sent to the theater to, announce what was coming or what's playing currently. So they're, as I was reading more into collectability of these things, they are pretty collectible because most movie theaters would just throw them away.
Mhm.
So now, they're scarce, and there's definitely some that have value. There's others, like anything. Some have value, some don't have as much value. So posters are, so they were all stored rolled in tubes. And so we had to configure a space where we had some magnets that we could hold the posters up to take pictures, because laying them down and taking a bunch of pictures and like bending over it wasn't ideal repetitively, because we have almost 200 in this sale, and then we split them in half, approximately in half.
Chris said we had a good video today.
Oh, good. So fly in here. So anyway, posters. Yeah,
you sent me a comp on one, didn't you? So I assume we have this poster.
yes. Yeah, so
Is it in this sale?
yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you this poster real quick.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm always making lists. I gotta do
There we
some
go.
picture gathering for social media.
So she sent me
Make
that
even-
comp right there of this poster. Let's see. Focus. There we are. 1978 Halloween poster, original movie poster. So that is actually in the sale. So, and he worked for what? The brother worked for Tower City, I think it was.
Tower City Cinemas, which was a movie theater
In downtown Cleveland.
Cleveland, and it closed in August of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So the mailing tubes are the original tubes that were sent to the theater. And I actually just came across a mailing tube that was from a different theater down in Summit County.
Okay.
And she did say that he worked at another place also, but not
Gotcha.
very long.
Thank you, Michelle. Michelle said she loved the KitchenAid.
Oh yeah. We haven't, that stuff is still in the small trailer. We haven't
Yes.
even tested that KitchenAid yet.
Yeah, we have
So,
two
but-
trailers. It's kind of funny because we just put stuff in the one trailer and we still have another one full.
Yeah.
So, and we still have another storage unit to go get.
We empty one, we fill it up. We empty another one, we fill it up. I mean, it's just an ongoing process, but that's what you do.
Well, that's the life of an auction house. I mean, we
Yeah.
always have to have stuff to auction,
Yeah.
and we like to do our treasure hunting at the same time. So we auction consigners, estate sales, and we buy stuff to auction as
Yeah.
well. So
Oh, speaking of estates, we have that other house that we have to start next week too.
yes. So next week's going to be a busy week. We have to start.
I am making a work list as we're talking here.
Yeah, because we already knew next week was going to be busy. My mom popped in. She said, "Hey, Roy and Lisa,
Hey, Ellie.
we have a house to start. We have a consigner to pick up. We have another consigner to meet on Monday. Who knows if we'll have any storage units? I mean, that remains to be seen as well. And we have an event that we're doing at one of the. So if any of you have actually watched any of our sales, like we had this record collection sale, and we had right before that a few months, it was Dickens Village, I think, sale. Somebody had collectibles, so we got those.
That was Department 56.
Yes.
Those houses and buildings, town buildings.
So where we found those clients, we're going to do an event on Monday at that place, and who knows what we'll find from there too. So,
and that place is what? It's not a secret.
no, it's not, but it's the local senior center. So we go and we do events and we talk to seniors about what we do, and then we do like we call it what it's worth, where they can bring in an item and we'll give them a valuation and kind of comp it out and tell them what the value is for it in today's market, basically. And
kind of like a very low-key Antiques Roadshow.
But because of it, we found a record collection. We found the Department 56 Dickens Village, and we've just been kind of busy, but we're finally circling back again. So, and broadening the horizon on it too. So, and my mom said, "Sounds like you guys are pretty busy." Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then, of course, in 2 weeks, Lisa be down in Columbus taking her auctioneer test.
Is that in 2 weeks?
Basically.
I think it's 3 weeks. I want
Probably
it to be
2.5 weeks.
I want it to be 3 weeks because I have not been studying like I should be.
Well, it's 2 weeks.
1, 2, 3. It's 3.
It's 2.
It's 3. Literally 3 weeks from today.
You'll be okay.
So,
but yeah, so we got a lot going on next week, and now we have. Well, I just pretty much emptied the trailer from one unit that, it was a unit.
Yeah. It was absolutely average. That's how I refer to it. There was nothing like super exciting in it. It was just average.
It's just stuff.
Thanks, Chris.
And then we have the trailer with it. If you guys watched the video today, like that unit's in there, but over the next few days, I don't know, is it going in this sale or next sale, the furniture?
Oh, we just talked about that yesterday.
I know. I think we're putting that in the next sale, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but I am going to do a video because I got to clean up the furniture. And so I'll do a video like, a little, what is it again?
The solid gold?
No, not background.
ASMR?
No, behind the scenes. That's what it is.
Oh
I don't know why I can't think
do you
of
want me
that.
to write that down for you?
Yes, you probably should. But I'm going to do a behind the scenes video where I will, go ahead, clean up the furniture and do everything to freshen it up, because that Broyhill Brasilia stuff, oh, wow. We're really expecting that to even one piece to pretty much 3 to 4 times the money,
Hopefully.
So we'll get it all cleaned up real good and put those 2 pieces in there. Plus we have a couple other mid-century modern furniture pieces to go in the sale. That'll go into our next warehouse sale. So that'll probably be with our consigner Monday and the guy we're picking up next week. I think all of that will actually kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah. Oh, and then what we're picking up Thursday from that guy, we went to see him this week. He has, so he is retired, but is just ready to let go of stuff.
Mhm.
And he has an amazing man cave in his basement with
Yeah.
lots of really cool sports collectibles and music, like rock and roll kind of stuff.
So we got like 70s classic rock
and
coming
then
down the
tons
pipeline.
of albums,
Mhm.
tons of good albums. So, and this gentleman was so nice and so cool and so laid back, and he was probably it was the neatest house I have ever seen, possibly neater than my mom's, which I can't even believe I'm saying that, because she sets the bar high, let me tell you. But she's not judgy, so just how she is.
Yeah.
But it was such a neat house, and you could tell, like, we pulled up, the garage door was open, and he is getting rid of some tools, and he had that nice like paved, like, stone floor.
Yep.
And
so he had all the
everything
tools set up on
all the
tables.
tools were clean.
It's like, cool, this is sell. And then he's like, what else would you sell? Well, let's go walk around the house. So he's like walking around the house, and he's like, hey, you guys sell this? Yeah, we can sell that. And he's like, all right. He's like, okay, wait a minute, let's make a list. Let's get it all pulled together.
Yeah.
You know,
what about this meat flavor? Sure.
So I mean, but hey, you know, we'll put that in the sale.
It'll be interesting to see when we go back next week for the pickup, like
how much he's gonna pull together.
Yeah, because his man cave was so cool. Like, there were
10 signs. I mean, a lot of good vintage ones, and autograph stuff from like Indians and Browns,
Cleveland teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see, like, what he decides to part with.
Yeah. Did you get a picture of the Chief Wahoo?
No, I don't think I did. I don't think I took any pictures.
Did he send
of that
you a
house.
picture of it?
No.
Okay. So his dad made a stained glass Chief Wahoo that it's unique. The dad made it himself.
About how big was it?
I would say it was probably about, maybe 6 by 3.5, 4 inches.
Yeah, I think a little bigger than that. But it was just hanging. He had it just hanging on a little, like, ornament hook thing, like, just free hanging, and it was the coolest thing.
Oh yeah.
But because if you're not local or don't know, the Cleveland Indians and Chief Wahoo went away a couple years ago because they changed the name to the Guardians, the baseball team here. So
all of that is like very valuable now.
Yeah, people are still, because Chief Wahoo, I mean, everybody has such a soft spot in their heart for him.
Yeah.
And all he's represented to Cleveland in baseball for so many years.
It'd be like when the Browns changed to Brook Park Browns, and then
they're not going to change to Brook Park Browns. That is for sure.
And then we'll be collecting all the Cleveland Browns stuff, because it will no longer be Cleveland, to be Brook Park.
That is not going to. That sounds awful anyway.
Oh, man. So.
I don't think I got a picture of that.
So we were actually, I had been looking at that unit that from the video today, and I put on, I'll get up every day and I'll look through all the different auctions and put stuff on the watch list. Now, depending on how busy we are, we may buy or we may not. It just sometimes it depends, but in this particular case, put stuff on the watch list. I saw this one piece and I knew what it was in the back of the unit, so put on the watch list. And when I finally told Lisa, I'm like, because she's like, you can't tell me 10 minutes before it closes, and it's like, you got to look at the watch list every day, right? So I'm like, you got to look at this one. You got a few hours. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it. And I don't like to buy furniture out of storage units because it generally doesn't work out. But
yeah,
this furniture, it looked like it was indoor unit, and I got her to look at it, and she's like, all right, we're getting it. And I can't believe we only paid like $210 for it. I mean, but it wasn't much. So if you're not into furniture and that's not your thing, then of course you probably wouldn't buy it. But that's kind of where we started with a lot. Like mid-century modern furniture is like our big thing. Like if we've seen Broyhill Brasilia several times, and it's just not cheap to buy, and especially if you want to resell. To try and resell it, like
flip it. Yeah.
That's a hard one.
You're really, if you're not coming across an amazing opportunity or deal, you're really buying it for yourself to use, because that's how the market prices it.
Or you're going to hold on to it for a long time to get the top dollar, but that's not us.
Man, I wish I could find a picture. I will not be able to find it because it's been, I think it was at the old warehouse, our first warehouse. because I remember it sitting right inside the door. But we got, so our neighbor, our house neighbor,
Oh yeah.
he does
He does like he's like
home improvement.
he's a handyman that does home improvement. Let's
Right.
put it that way, because he's not a business, but that's what he does.
Right.
You know, he's
He's
got
not an official business, but he works
Right.
for himself, and he, you know, finds his clients. And so he was doing some,
has some realtors that send him a lot of business, stuff like that. Yeah. So
he was doing some repairs for this house. So they were moving out and they were leaving some furniture behind, and he knows what we do. So he said, hey, would you want to take a look at this? And there were 2 Broyhill Brasilia pieces. One was a china cabinet hutch, 2-piece, smaller,
Yeah.
like maybe 4 feet wide versus like
yeah,
5
like
or 6
probably
feet
a 4 by
wide.
2. Yeah. The base. So
And then there was this other piece that was like a serving cart. It had wheels. It had, I think it had the shoot, what are those called when you can put the sides down? Leaves. But there's another name for it.
drop leaf.
Drop leaf. Yes. And then it had like blue and white tiles on the top in a really cool pattern. So we ended up selling the china cabinet hutch to a buyer in Michigan, and we met them. We drove
Toledo.
2 hours
Yeah.
to Toledo, and we met them, and we worked that into the price somehow. I don't remember how, but. And then I think somebody from Michigan drove to us and picked up that cart. Like, I feel like that.
I don't
was-
remember the cart so much so.
Yeah, I don't think you were there.
But I do remember the china cabinet hutch though.
And I don't remember what we paid Mike for all that furniture. I can't remember our deal, but I know we made some good money on it because
Yeah.
it was. We didn't pay. I don't remember what we paid. We didn't pay a lot.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't remember what we paid, but I do know that china cabinet sold for it was well worth the deal. So, and I don't know what else we got. We got a few pieces because we had to take a trailer out there to get the stuff.
One of the pieces was the love seat, the first love seat that we had in the warehouse, our first napping piece of furniture.
Hours
We've
meaning
We've since upgraded a couple times.
hours meaning.
Oh my gosh. So we then did this one. It was a downsizing moving sale. They were here in the Northeast Ohio area and they were moving to the West Coast, and they weren't taking their leather sofa. And the guy that bought the leather sofa, he was having truck problems the day of the pickup, and he's like, just donate it to someone. And I'm like, how do you just donate a giant sofa to someone? Nobody's going to take that if they're not planning on taking it. So we ended up taking it. And that thing was in the old warehouse.
Was
and
that the guy that went to Mexico?
No, it was people in Kent. The lady in Kent, her husband had moved out there before her. And
okay.
She was very chatty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
we ended up keeping that sofa because we had to get it out of her house. Her house was sold. They were moving. But it was huge, and it went into the old warehouse in the office.
It was a rough one. Sean and I had to finagle that. We got stuck. I didn't think I'd get it in there, but made it work.
It was big.
Yeah. So, but hey, that's some of the perks of what we do too.
Yeah.
So we were actually trying to get, because they had a 0 turn, and that was the first time I was gonna actually make a deal, but it was the big one of the big draws to the sale. So one of those things you have to look at. Sometimes, you can't take the anchor items out of the sale. So
right, a 0 turn mower.
And it wasn't exactly the
that.
one I wanted to, because it had the steering wheel. I want the one with the
little arm things.
Yeah. So, but shoot, that thing, we ended up selling it for $1,900. So
yeah.
And at that time, that was $300 more than the average price we were seeing through auctions. So I mean, to sell it above what we were seeing, that was a good thing too. So
yeah, I think that leather couch ended up selling for like either $18 or $32. I mean, something really, really crazy.
And wasn't the
low.
guy coming from PA too, right?
That I don't remember.
No, I believe he was coming from PA. Like he was coming from out of state to pick it up, and he had car trouble. So
Yeah.
I do recall a little bit about that one. Stinks a little bit sometimes when it happens, but hey, it is what it is.
We had told her that we would help her with getting the mattress out of their house. They had a giant king size mattress on their lower level.
Oh,
Did Eli help you with that?
yes.
Okay.
I took the trailer and Eli helped me clean out what didn't sell.
It was just the mattress and the couch. I think you had to pick up. That was it.
No, we had a trailer load, so it was a little bit more than the mattress and the couch, but yeah, I had to take the trailer over there to pick it up. But hey, sometimes, I mean, that's part of what we do, though. Sometimes you have to help out, like the Brunswick sale we recently had. We did a clean out there. Now I will say,
Brunswick.
yes, Brecksville. Sorry.
Oh,
We did the clean out there, and that was a lot. But hey, it happens, and sometimes that's what we do. It's cleaning out the house. And we have to.
Yep.
I won't say we have to do it, but every contract's different. Every person and client's different. So
every situation
Yeah.
is different depending on if they're selling, if the house is sold, their timeline, extra family members and help, and
Yep.
versus none. Literally, no family.
Yeah. So, but hey,
So, I also had another piece of good news today. You take the auctioneer school, and then you have to do several things to get ready to take the test, which is next month. So you have to.
yeah, you just said it's 3 weeks now, and you're like, oh, it's next week. Like I
Right.
said, a week or two.
So I had to get a bond, and I had to fill out the online application, and then I also had to get a background check. And Roy has done this
Twice.
twice. Last year, the year before.
Nope.
So
Yeah, last year and 2 years before that. I just went over to the police station locally, and they just
our
did it.
local police station.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, no problem. I go over there. They deny me. I'm like, but, and how are you going to like argue with the police? So
Easily, but
I got Roy on the phone when I was there and just made sure that I was saying it right. And I had a form that they could read and fill out. No, we don't do that. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. Let me go to the police station where our business is based, which is a different city than where we live. And so I went there. No, they don't do it for non-residents.
shut down.
So
So I told her, what was it, yesterday? And I'm like, have you called the sheriff's department then finally?
So I didn't want to call the sheriff's department because I knew where it was.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It's downtown.
It's downtown Cleveland, literally in the heart of downtown. And I know the parking situation is not great. And, all the things that go with that. It's a giant building. And anyway, I'm like, all right, I'll call them. So I called them. They said, yeah, bring a $10 money order. And we can do that for you. We're open from
Till
8:30
I
to
think.
3:30
Yeah.
or something like that. I'm like, okay. So get my car, go to the post office, get a money order, drive downtown, find some place to park through all the downtown traffic and the construction. I pull into this parking lot, $12 to park. Walk around the building to where I thought the entrance was in the rain. Nope, you got to use the other side entrance. So walked around to the other side of the building, went in through the metal detectors, up to the third floor, to one desk, to another desk. They gave me a background check.
Mhm.
And then I went to give them the money order. They're like, oh no, you need to go to the sheriff's department desk. I'm like, well, where am I? She's like, you're at the city of Cleveland desk. Okay. So I went to the sheriff's department
Well,
desk.
shoot, I'd have been like, well, can you fill out this form and save your $10?
I guess I could have.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if it was. I guess it would have been okay.
that would have been my first thing. Well, shoot. Can you fill this out for
Well,
me?
she gave me a form. I literally have 2 background checks now.
Yeah.
But I already had the money order. Went to the third desk. Well, do you have an appointment? No, but I talked to someone on the phone and they gave me all the details of what I needed to do. So I guess he was busy with something else at the moment, but he called somebody else over and he helped me, and it was like 5 minutes. And now I have 2 background checks and I have everything done except I have to scan and submit the background check online and then pay for the test.
You need to get it done so that you can be there November 14th.
Yes, 3 weeks.
Bright and early. Taking the test is going to blow your mind when you get done. And you're going to be like, oh, that's all I'm going to say.
I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not like going to stress over it. So yes, Michelle, it was a lot of unnecessary stress. It just like Roy did it twice. I'm like, oh, this is going to be no problem. Right. And it was a problem. It was like an ongoing problem for a few days. But it's all resolved now, thankfully.
Yes.
I did not want to drive downtown. I did not.
Yeah,
want
I don't
to.
blame you. If I can help it, I'm not going to be there. But
And that is that building. So there were 2 sets of elevators. It is a huge building. It's where they do all the courts. It's called the Justice Center. It's where the jail is. There's a bank of elevators that goes like from floor 1 to 15, and then the next bank is like
yeah, just call it the
16
courthouse.
to 32. You know, it's a really big building, and there's like signage everywhere. And I was reading everything, and literally 2 times I was in the wrong place.
It happens.
I got it figured out.
Yes, she did. And Lori said, can you take a test more than once? Take the test more than once. Yes. But the test happens every month. So if she doesn't get it in November, then she can go back in December. And I don't know if there's a 3 test limit or if just basically you could take it monthly. But it you know, the test actually isn't it that hard, more than it's translating what you learn to real application is really what it is. But most of it we already do, and we've been doing it for enough years. So it's not that it's.
Are we doing it right? That's the question.
Yeah, we're doing it right. So I mean, I'm already licensed for us.
I know.
Twice
I know.
now.
Yes.
But
yes, you are.
I mean, for the most part, it's more like the school teaches you a lot of book application, whereas the test is about real world application. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a difference from book knowledge to real life knowledge, you know, and that's how you have to look at the test. And that's why it's difficult, because, you know, you spend all this time learning the book, but the test is going to ask you questions more like a life experience, and you have to be able to discern the difference and, you know, translate it. That's why it seems so hard. But and Chris said, I can't stand to drive in city traffic. That's why I live in the boonies.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's, you know, we drive in the suburbs all the time, and that's one thing, you know, and there are certain areas that you want to try to avoid because, you know, they're always busy areas.
Megan O'Brien said hello. Yep.
Hello, Megan.
And
but there's just something different about driving downtown.
yeah.
And
well, like going out to her parents' house, like that's in my opinion, the boonies.
it is
you
the
gotta
boonies.
Get through the boonies to get to the boonies.
Yeah. It is literally the
So,
boonies.
Oh, but yeah.
But what are you going to do? I mean, if it's a requirement, you know, there are places that are businesses that do background checks specifically, and I thought, if I have to pay $35 to get one of those background checks, I'll just do that. I don't care. I mean, I'll do whatever I need to do to.
Yeah, but it wasn't the
get-
same type background check, which is the problem.
I know, but
So-
it would have been a more thorough one, which I don't think they would have.
Yeah, but those checks
Rejected.
don't really give you the paperwork that you would need, and they're not giving you letterhead. That's kind of, you go and you do electronically. Because I've done it enough times for insurance. It's like, it's not the same.
Well, and the other sort of consolation is I was talking to another classmate, and she shared that she had a little bit of trouble too going to one location twice, and then having to go to another location. So I'm glad to hear it wasn't just me.
Yeah, it happens. But where we're at now, and that's what counts. What counts is you can go ahead and submit everything, and we can go ahead and get the test done. Because even though, so I guess I think it was, who was it, Lori? Someone asked, like, can't you take the test again?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so with our business the way it is, as a auction firm, I mean, she can still do the online auctions. She can still sign contracts. She's an owner of the business. So, like, she's not out of compliance not to do that.
Right.
We don't do any live call yet. But, and like when we do whatnot, like, it's both of us there. So as the licensed auctioneer, like, I mean, we can still do that live call, but it's really, we just want to make sure that we're stepping up to where we're trying to get to. We're leveling up because we have goals to get to a certain level. And when we get to that level, both of us will, I feel it'd be best if both of us can make the moves. I won't say together, but we won't need one person to do it. Like, both of us will be able to do it.
Right.
And that's the big thing there. Like, divide and conquer. And it's not going to have to be like, all right, I talked to somebody, but Roy needs to go sign this, or Lisa needs to go do that. Like, it's, trying to keep the ability that we're just flexible, that it's our business and either one of us can handle it. And that's where, like, the certification for having an auctioneer's license comes into place. Or as we get our FFL, like, she will be also, we'll both be filling out for that. Our company will be the FFL, but like, we'll both be on the paperwork, so it won't matter. Like, Monday, we have a guy coming in with, we worked with him before on some other things, but there's some pews. So having the FFL, where it won't be a necessary thing of whether I have to deal with it or Lisa, because, we'll both be actually under the business with the FFL both together. So, it's always trying to make sure that, we can divide and conquer and grow together.
Roy is saying FFL, for those of you that may not know what that means. That is a federal firearms license. So that is the ability to sell
Pews.
not only our own, but others. Like, if we have a client.
Actually, we can sell our own. In Ohio, we can do private sales.
Right.
What it allows us to do is we can do consignment sales now. So people can bring pews here, and we can hold the pew and sell it. Like right now, currently, if we do a private sale, we can't technically take possession of the pew. So somebody wants to sell a pew, they bring it in, we can picture and
you
everything.
Just like to keep saying pew.
Yeah, whatever. But they bring it in, we picture it, and then they have to take it back home. And then when the sale ends, they have to bring it back in. There's hoops and hurdles we have to do. Now, even with the federal firearms license, we can still do private sales, and we can't mix the two. But ideally, if we did like a consignment sale, we want to be able to have people bring it, and then it's here on site like a regular consignment. And then when we, maybe instead of because that's the other thing, like, we're always busy. So to schedule sometimes can be cumbersome, as opposed to people just drop off their items. We contract it, we tag it, do everything we do. And then as we get to their stuff, we can put it in the sale. Like, there's a difference in that. So that's what the federal firearms license will allow us to do, be able to actually hold it, take possession, and then sell it in the sale, especially if we're trying to do like a consignment pew pew sale. We may have more clients, so we're going to hold it for maybe a month as we're building up the inventory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and when he says sale, he's talking about auction, because that is how we sell everything, almost everything. But Lori asked, will you have an auction house? So we do have an auction house already. We do online auctions. That is how we help families liquidate estates. That is how our consigners items get sold. Everything happens through online auction. And we are on the HiBid platform. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but if you go to our website, recycleneo.com,
which is right there going across the bottom of the screen. Look at that right there, recycleneo.com.
And that, I don't even know exactly what it says, but it says current sales or something like that. And you can click on that, and that will bring you to everything that we have going currently, which is there's one sale up, and it is in preview. Bidding will open tomorrow.
And then you can go to past sales, and you can see like our goal is about 1,000 lots a month. So every month we have sales going, whether it's one big sale or a couple small sales. But recycleneo.com, and you can see current and past sales. But we do have an auction house already, and we have our auction firm license that allows us to do online auctions compliantly here in Ohio.
So that is kind of, we do those, but then we also, you'll find our items on eBay. We also run an eBay store. So some items go into eBay. We haven't been as active in eBay as we would like to be, because we've been spending so much time putting up the online auctions. Those consigners and estates, they just have kept coming and have kept us busy. So
the other thing is, because of paperwork and what we have to provide to the state, if they ever came in and audited us, it's our consigners become the big online auctions. So if you're not looking at the online auctions, if you're just looking at what we have in our videos, the bottom line is there's so much that's missed, because our videos are mainly our treasure hunting, not necessarily the behind the scenes of the online auctions. So but we know if we take a consigner today and we have their stuff in the next 3 to 4 weeks, their stuff is out the door, and we can actually do and meet the standards that the state of Ohio has us auctioneers do. And then we can settle it and do everything very easily from doing the online auction. So unfortunately, the eBay and all our other assets are generally not our consignor stuff. It's our stuff, which always gets pushed to the side, because when we're busy, our clients, one way to lose your business is not to pay people or sell their stuff, and so in a timely fashion. So it's always got to be.
So speaking of our stuff, we got a unit today, and I think there's going to be a lot of stuff going up on eBay. But
you're itching. You just want to talk about it. Go ahead and talk about it. Talk about it.
How much should I talk about it?
I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. Okay, so we had to waste time. It was 2 days. So I think we bought it, Tuesday or Wednesday? And the crazy thing is, like, the first day, like, they didn't even call us.
Wednesday. We bought it Wednesday.
And it was like a remote facility, so they didn't call us. So then maybe Lisa called, I think, twice.
I called twice, left voicemails, texted, and sent an email.
Yeah. So didn't hear anything. So yesterday morning I came in and I'm like, you know what? Called them in the morning. So then I had spent time. I actually got somebody on the phone. Then the rest of the day, I never got anybody. So and I'm calling like 3 times, nothing. And then this morning, I got a call at maybe 8:30. And they're like, all right, let's get this taken care of. So it's like, oh, really? Well, since it's taken care of, We spent $840 on this unit. $840 plus buyer's premium. And like, we've been itching for 2 days because, you know, that's a lot of money to put towards a unit. And then you don't even have the unit yet. You don't know if you got what the pictures were, right? So,
well, but we didn't pay for it until today. So it's not like we spent money 2 days ago and we weren't able to access it.
true. But when you put that kind of money into a unit, you really want to kind of get into it and see it too, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Well, and definitely, because when I saw this unit a couple weeks ago, I'm like, we're getting this unit. We are getting this unit. And that is, I don't get attached to a lot of units.
and I already had it on the watch list. So,
But it's bad because when you get attached to a unit and then it, you know, goes out of your price range or whatever, then either you end up overspending
Chris
or
said she loves watching you go through storage units.
or you end up overspending, or you are upset when you lose the unit.
Yeah.
So we probably paid a little bit more than we wanted to on this one, but not a huge amount. But it was books. I'll just tell you right now, it was a book unit.
Well,
and
I
that's
think-
what we could see in it.
I think Letha was happy to pay where we were at, and she saw a lot of value in me this year. The mantra has been, you know, I get a little skeptical when we get to a certain dollar amount this year. So, you know, every year seems to be different, but I'll tell you what, I mean, talk about mind blown. I did put the unit on the watch list though, and there was a good reason I did, and we actually both came together on this unit because she likes books. And there was a couple other book units too that she was all about, and it's like, oh no.
And those looked well, one was just literally stacks and stacks of books. They weren't in any kind of, storage containers, boxes, totes, or whatever. They were just out in the open, and that's not good. But that was one of the concerns about this unit, because it was books,
Yeah,
and
it's an outdoor unit.
It was an outdoor
Yeah.
unit. You could see there was some age to it, and
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like the other two book units she was talking about though.
the
And
location.
yeah, we bought a unit from there, and actually we bought a unit. It was actually pretty good. Like, as far as like, I think we got it for like $100. This was before we were on YouTube. But
Long time ago.
the problem is the facility, a lot of moisture, and I just remember I hit one box and it had grits in it, and I didn't know this yet, but I ended up moving one box, dropped it on the floor, and all of a sudden it was like bugs everywhere, you know? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I think about that facility. So when she's like, all right, those units, I'm like, I know where that facility is. I remember there.
And
So-
honestly, so you could kind of tell they were sister units by some certain similarities. I don't know if it was the boxes or the fact that they were books. I'm not sure. But the titles that you could see were not exciting. So like, to go into, I think they were 10 by 10s too. I think
Yeah.
they were,
Or
not
bigger.
yeah.
10 by 10 or 10 by 15. Hey, what's up, Bill? Bill said you got U-Haul Elyria. No, it was what used to be You Lock It, You Store It, which is now Helm. And Michelle said, so you finally got the unit. Yes.
Today. So we just went this afternoon and picked it up, and it was more amazing than we thought it was. It was definitely what we thought it was, but it was more. It was so much more.
Look at that. 1979. And what is that? Where's the date? I'm trying to see this. That says, I think February, March,
Yeah, Bill, that was You Lock It, You Store It. It was
April. Look at that.
What is that? Berea Road?
Yep, Berea Road in Cleveland on the west side.
Yeah.
And in May, I mean, these are all Thor in order, 1979. I mean, and these are, oh, wow. It was a box of them. And this is I just grabbed a little handful of these just to show you. So that's why I liked it. I saw a comic book box.
And we could see 2 comic book boxes.
Look at that.
And many containers, what looked like boxes, but we weren't sure. And what it turned out to be was books in brown paper grocery bags, which, again, we were really nervous about the condition. But everything appears to be pretty good.
Yeah, we got that first layer out the way. And there it is. Look at all those comic book boxes. And I mean, I don't think anything was over 50 cents. No, I saw a couple 75 centers. That's the most I saw. Everything else was like 75 cent down to 15 centers. Crazy. And I mean, it was like, you know, everything from, you saw Thor, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, like assorted, and it's like not off the wall stuff either. So it was all Marvel. Now there was some Archie and stuff like that from back in the day, but I mean, it wasn't like New Age, Valiant, or New Image and all that stuff. Like this is all like Marvel and DC Comics. Like, yeah, some good stuff, really good stuff.
So how many boxes?
12
boxes, and almost all of them were full. Two of them, Daredevil was a whole
there was a whole box of Daredevil.
Of a box full.
Well, shoot, this is from a whole box of Thor. We didn't catch that. This is a whole box of Thor.
But it's a whole box.
Yeah, and just like a whole box of Daredevil.
And some of the boxes, almost everything was in plastic sleeves, and some of them, none of them were in plastic sleeves, and then some of them were mixed. So, but the we found the vendor's license from this. We think it's a bookstore. Are we giving too much away? Will they not want to watch the video?
Oh no, I think yeah, maybe we should let them watch the video.
It's just, I don't know. We were so excited. We were both geeking out.
But we haven't even talked about the books. So yeah, they're going to have to watch the video because we won't talk about the books we found. But
anyway, the vendor's license was dated from 1978.
And 1980.
Yeah. And then there was a date on one of the boxes was 2012. A lot of the boxes were,
Actually, it wasn't boxes. It was bags.
Bags and
it's funny because there was, but the date was on like, so a lot of the books were wrapped in like paper shopping bags. So like
brown paper shopping bag.
So like Stop and Shop, which isn't even around anymore, like that kind of stuff. And that's where we saw the date on one of the shopping bags. So
so tons of books. We're gonna spend some time sorting, that's for sure. But
a lot will probably end up going on eBay, and I don't know how much it go on the auction. It's going to be on all platforms, so we'll have it in our online auctions. We'll have it on eBay. We'll have some on Whatnot. Like, I mean, we got so many books right now. Like, I don't even know what we're going to do. The trailer's so heavy, but they got to come in here because we got to go get another unit, or we're taking the trailer to go get the other unit because in our bigger trailer we still got room, but that's a lot of gas to waste to drive.
No. We need to. We just need to get it emptied.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of, the other platform that we sell on is Whatnot, and we have been off of Whatnot for several months now, and we're getting ready to get back onto Whatnot. Our first show, getting back into Whatnot, is next Tuesday at
the 28th at 8 p.m.
Yes.
And we're going to start getting back into Whatnot every 2 weeks. Every other Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
we'll have a show next Tuesday, and then we'll skip a week, and then our next show will be on Veterans Day, which we did a show on Veterans Day last year, and it was really neat. It was, I don't know, it was a fun night, and
it was a lot of like
we had
military themed
stuff.
And we're shirts, hoodies, hats, all kind of.
We're gonna do that again because I have a stockpile.
Do we
of
know
that stuff?
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it won't be all that, but it will be heavy.
Okay.
In that stuff. So that'll be fun.
And if anything, come check it out and hang with us.
Yep.
So.
And next week, the live is gonna be awesome. We are gonna celebrate Halloween because next Friday is Halloween. And I'm so excited for our costumes and decorations. Like, you guys, I can't wait. I'm super excited. So make sure you're here next week. I already did the thumbnail. Go check it out. I was so excited and so proud. And I'm really such a geek at heart, because it's just fun to play around with.
Finally got her into helping.
It's just fun to play around with stuff on the computer. There's so much you can do with AI these days, and be creative, and like it helps you be creative, because like for me, I am not creative all the time. Like I have spurts, and then other times I'm just like I got nothing. But you can go in and
I'm done.
Stop. You can go in and use a template and like just kind of plug in stuff, and it's already started, and then you just kind of finish it and polish it up and make it your own.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we appreciate everyone joining us. And it is now time for...
What are you doing?
There we go. I think I got it.
Okay. So that was one of the things I made, just messing around with some of the digital apps, I guess. Is that what Canva's called? A digital app?
Yes.
Yeah. Or what's it?
CapCut.
No. The word I'm trying to think of. Graphic design. I'm not sure that's exactly what I'm talking about, but anyway.
But if you have questions, now is definitely the time. We're open to Q&A.
Roy just bumped the camera. Sorry.
Yeah. It's funny. It's not on the table so that I don't bump the camera, and then I bump the camera. So.
But some of the questions, we hear from subscribers are some that we like kind of hear on repeat. So the one that we hear a lot is, how do you decide what unit to buy? So that is
a rough answer.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
For us, it's not an easy answer. It's not easy to get to the decision to buy a unit, because Roy and I like very different units.
Yes.
Very different units.
We do not agree on units. That is for sure.
So there's a lot of intense discussions, let's call them that, sometimes about why we should bid on a unit, and how much should we bid on a unit, and why do you like that? And so,
but because we like different things in units, it never works out. So
what do you mean it never works out?
Typically it doesn't.
What are you talking about? What never works out?
That's why they're intense discussions, because you like different things in units than I like.
Right.
Yeah.
But what never works out?
Generally us
agreeing on what unit to buy.
Exactly.
No, we do. Obviously, we have to agree at some point, or none of these units would be bought. But
well, I mean, it depends, because while you were in auction school, I bought 2 units without even asking.
Yes.
And sometimes I buy units without saying anything, because I know what she's going to say. And then there's other times I know not to touch the unit because I know what she's going to say.
And I honestly don't usually mind if he buys a unit, but the one time I do mind is if it's a really big, really full unit and we're already full here at the warehouse. Like that gives me anxiety when I don't know where things are going to go. So,
well, that's why we have another trailer now too, though.
Yes.
So, but that is it
is very, Roy likes manly units, and I like very neat and clean and organized units. And those you don't get that often. That is really, so there was a unit this week that fell off. I wanted it so bad.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like I was like, well, he said, well, how much are we going to go on it? I said, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Now I wasn't serious.
Yes, she was.
Sort of.
Yeah, she was.
But it was in a town. It was in a very affluent town here in Cleveland that the units never end. They always get canceled.
Yeah.
And again, there were 2 units up in that facility.
One of them that's been going up for over a year. So that one I saw.
They both canceled off. The one that we were interested in canceled.
Actually, the one time we bought a unit in that facility, we actually got a unit and it canceled when we were driving over there.
Right. Before we got to the facility to pay.
They never go to close. So it's like we hopped in the car and we're driving. It's like, it got canceled. So yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the reasons I really liked it. But so we'll see if we ever see it again.
Yeah.
You just never know. Chris has a question.
Yeah. Do you guys have any children and how many?
Yes. We have 3 adult children between us. I have 1 adult son, and Roy has 1 adult son and 1 adult daughter.
Yep.
And so we met when our kids were adults, and we decided that we didn't want to have any more kids between us. But then we decided to birth a business. So this business has been our kid, really, growing it up and
watching it have tantrums.
Yeah. It's in its it's past its toddler years.
Yes, it is.
It's in its elementary school days. Yeah. So
not quite the middle school yet.
Right. But yeah.
So between the 3 adult children, 2 are doing good. The one recently we had to put him in a group home. He has a mental illness. So doing this and just the general care, because we're both not doctors, there's just came a realization that, with the mental illness, it's easier or safer, or I don't even know how to say it, but for where he's at, he's taken care of, so if anything happens, I know one thing's for sure. If anything happens, he's not just out on the street, because life happens and you just never know what happens. So he's in a good place. Definitely. He's taken care of.
Yeah.
I know he walks to the store. They got other residents, and he's got a room to his own, but there's 4 other beds. There's residents there that he's cool with. And yeah. So he actually gets that, because we're always here and he was at home.
He was at our house just for hours and hours,
just by himself.
Yeah. And it was just not a healthy environment for him.
It's got more socialization now too. So
yeah.
And
he gets his meals cooked for him. He gets to eat good food,
Instead of him having to try and cook something, or just having a
bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Or a bowl of cereal. Or
box of cereal.
Or a box of cereal. Yes.
Yeah. He gets 3 meals a day. He's got snacks, and so
and he has such a sweet tooth. So I think that having someone to watch that and control his sugar consumption, so that he's not going over into the diabetic range.
Yeah. So
we want that to avoid that. So yeah. Anybody else have any questions? We are we got the fun Halloween show next week. We'll have some giveaways for people. And what else is coming up?
The book unit, we'll have that dropping next Friday.
Yep. And then we picked up another storage unit yesterday, or we didn't pick it up. We bought it, and we have to load that next week.
We'll get that cleaned out. And then I don't know if there's anything on the calendar for next week as far as auctions, but
There's
I mean-
a live auction on Wednesday.
oh,
Dean's.
right. Okay. So we have a live auction we'll go to. So we don't know what we're gonna find next week, but I mean, we'll probably, if we get into the next house, probably do a little behind the scenes and do a walk of the house.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys an idea, a little bit more of what we do outside of the storage units. And yeah. So we got a busy week coming up next week, and we'll do some behind the scenes stuff, work out of the warehouse a little bit, and dig through these books for you. And yeah.
And comics. So yeah. If anybody ever has any questions for us, you can always reach out to us directly. I think our email is scrolling down there. Yep. So or socials, you can find us. It's easy to get a hold of us.
Yes, it is.
We're not hiding. So thank you all for hanging out with us. It's been fun hanging out with you. We hope everybody has a great weekend. Have fun out there. Stay warm. It's getting a little on the chilly side out here in Ohio.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And Lori said continued
Thank
success.
you. So it's been great hanging out with you guys, and we'll see you next week.
And ciao for now.
Bye.